Rekord. Jeg synes med ekspertisen så skal du ikke det. Jeg tenker det er et problem når det er mange kunder som er mye deltid.
First of all, I have to excuse me my English perfect. And this is my first time I'm doing this kind of presentation, so I think best way is to add, if you have some questions or something to ask, just ask me if you need to know something. Today, of course, I couldn't bring all my tools. I don't have my power tool or my soldering iron, so I can't do any soldering overall. I'll be doing, I think you all know this best material for making fenders, bonnets, all kind of other things. I don't remember the thickness, but it's thin and soft aluminium. Although it has this plastic cover because of the wood materials, you need to cover it with plastic, but it's no problem. Usually it might give some problems if you make small parts which are attached with superglue, then it will crack easily. But other way, it's just fine. Fenders like this. Also, I couldn't bring with me one of my special superglues, which is black one here on the side. It's I think it's carbon and rubber tough superglue. It's I think it's in these bottles also. I used for example this one. It makes this not so fragile, because when you are cutting the aluminium and gluing it together, it's really fragile when you're sanding it to a crack. But the black superglue makes it a little bit tougher and gives it a little bit elasticity. And when I'm making the fenders, I'm just basically making them on the original ones. So I will do some examples here, of course. But the basic technique is to take the original part and the proper part from the plate, just cut it out and do some. I don't measure much, I just compare. I just look at the length of it. I think that's okay, and the width also. So just cut. Then start making the basic bend. So you get close to this shape. I think there could be other ways to do this also, but this is my way and it's okay. Someone could do it maybe with easier way or better way, or, you know. I like it. So just here, at least on this high point of the fender. So just look how the position, depending of the this roundness, you may need to cut it maybe if it's really sharp or small. You know what I think you know what I mean. It's really tight curve. Then you can cut close to each other. But for example, with this one, it's okay to make, for example, 5 to 4 millimeters.
Hvis ikke du skal ha med en til da?
Det? Ja, 200 sammen.
Ja, selvfølgelig.
Eller 250 år.
It doesn't really have to be precise.
Ja, så du må ha med litt til da.
roughly right shape. Usually I do this the inside. Seems that I don't have my pen with me, but I usually use pencil or usually sharp pencil. Just draw here approximately a few millimeters out of this edge of the fender, but I'm not drawing it, I'm just cutting it right now. It doesn't have to be so exact at this point. Unfortunately, I cannot do this edge of the fender on this inside. Usually I use my power drill along with this sanding disc, which I use to
do you do that after the glues
yes.
together?
Yes, that's basically the last thing.
Yeah.
And then just, of course, these fenders are from ICM Ford G917 team. You know the kit. And it has this small bend here inside. Just fit the aluminium in the pot and follow the curve with fingers. And you can get it done roughly. Then when you get it close, you can I use usually this is some toy hammer which I got for birthday 20 years ago from my friends. They were just joking with me. He was such a good guy, you need good tool. So some nice round tool. You can use the end of the knife or whatever you can find which is program. Just rub this a little bit. Get it smooth. And if there's some wrinkles here, they're a little bit higher. Just push them down. It may need some maybe 2 or 3 times to do it, but in the end they will be soft and smooth. And it doesn't matter if there's a little bit of dense, because if you are not building a brand new car which came from factory, so it most definitely have dents. So it's okay to have dents. When that one is done, then you follow the inside line of the fender. There's this extra thing here. There's the fitting for the that point. So you need to make you don't need to make this notch fixes. Just follow this edge. They can be left, let's say, 2 millimeters edge here. When in that point where this notch here, just as far as you go until you hit the fender. Then continue with the next line. And also, there's the next step here. Actually, 2 steps. That's it. And once again, this is curvy shape. So you need to cut the feel lines also here, so you can make it go smoother following the shape. And it doesn't matter how they don't have to be even. You just cut some cuts there. And then just bend the edges. And once you can use my special tool. That one can't be removed because it has no use after you make aluminum fender. That's just excess part. Also a little bit more cuts. And more. And also do the same thing in the front section of the fender. There's a little notch which is for the frame of the car. You can cut it out. And now you have a fender which is almost the right size. Of course, when doing these fenders like this, the new part will be a little bit larger than the original one. So if you are following the scale measurements, then you might don't have to do this. But I don't mind about 0.5 millimeter difference. If the model looks okay, then I don't care. If it's 1 millimeter or 2 millimeters in some direction, it doesn't matter for me. Some guys might be. Of course, they might have a little bit different opinion of that. Let's cut the front end. I don't know how to do it, so you can see it. Basically, the rest is just checking out you're cutting the right places and getting the correct shape for them. I'm not sure if you noticed, I have done this already at home, but I sanded this aluminium plate a little bit. So it removes the paint and it's plastic inside. So it makes it a little bit more softer and easier to glue. And I'm using this net. Have you seen it? No. This is just basically like sanding paper, but it's net form. It's called Abranet. But I don't know. I can't remember the manufacturer.
You also use heat to soften the...
No.
No?
Because this is really soft. You don't
I noticed. I don't probably need it for that, but for instance for rods of brass, I use heat because they often tend to go back to the original shape. If you use heat, you can paint it exactly in whatever form you like.
Yeah, might be, but I'm not using brass. Just some small parts. Usually I'm using most of plastic. As you see, I tried to make this Volvo truck, and it's not very good. I made a couple of mistakes with it, and then left it like this. So mainly I'm using plastic, but for example these fenders I'm doing out of for example, using copper, that's only for small parts. For example, I couldn't be using copper for parts like this, but they are also made of this, right? But like this triangle supports here, they could be made of copper. It could be a little bit better material for this, because we can make a little bit sharper pens on copper. I just did this in hurry at home before I left here, so I just used what I got in my hands. So now we are getting close. Then we can remove the original and keep this in the same shape. Then glue.
CA glue?
Yeah.
Do you use anything to protect yourself?
Sometimes I have the rubber gloves.
Because I'm about to leave now. Because I'm very easily irritated by this. I use super glue a lot. It's really a nuisance to me. I use always a mask. I try to use a mask.
Okay.
A tiny little drop will get to my fuse.
Yeah. They are very, very strong glues. You can. It's okay to use the mask and other stuff, but I don't use. I don't have problem. Maybe then if I do like this.
I think because in the bottom it's accelerated, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think the smell of the accelerator is much worse than the glue itself.
Yeah.
Maybe it could also be that the accelerator takes away the fume quicker because it
Yes,
it sets fast. So my style is to just use a lot of super glue inside. All the cuts must be covered with glue, and also the inner edge. And at this point, you don't want to keep that in your hands.
Is this gap filling or thin glue?
This is medium.
Medium. Yeah.
I'm using lots of medium, but now I don't got the gap filling this thick one. But it can be also used. Maybe it's a little bit better for this. Because this is going back and forth when I'm turning this around. It's a little bit too thin. But usually I'm using the thick one.
Yeah.
So in this point, don't hold it in your hands. I've done it a couple of times and it makes up a little bit heat.
Yeah, because it gets soft.
Yeah. Then just a couple of drops and wait. And usually I've noticed that if the super glue is a little bit old, it takes more time to set when you are using the heater. Almost. As you might have noticed, I have an addiction for tools. I must have all of them. But I don't say good tools. I think they are the first point when you are trying to do something well. You must have tools. So last year I went to Shizuoka, and before that I visited Taiwan with Max Wang, who's owner and the boss of the what is that company? Good to remember things. they are making all kind of. They have these civilian trucks. Is it Mitsubishi Cantor or something? And this Mercedes is from them. Diopag. Okay. Diopag is the company. And I was visiting him, the owner, and he took me this shop which sells tools for the handcrafters and jewelers, that kind of people. And then I saw these all nice tools. I had to get them. These are good for bending. Just make a nice bench with this. Also this, which has the round inner edge here. You can do the base. Let's get back to the tools in a minute. Okay, now we have a sort of a fender. As I thought, I cannot do this inner edge at this point because I don't have the tool for it. But then you have a quite okay shape. It's not perfect, of course, because it needs sanding things. But then I'm using this. I don't know if you have this kind of sanders in shops. You have. Yeah. These are absolutely the best ones which I have found and which I've been using. Just start sanding. And if you are getting holes in the aluminium, which definitely will be there because you are sanding off the material so much, then just add some super glue inside and kicker, and it makes the thickness just adds the material thickness. Just sand. I won't be sanding this much, it's going to be full of aluminium table, but I have made this couple of examples. This is just after gluing and grinding the herb here.
So how do you grind it?
Power tool. The Dremel.
Okay.
With this kind of sanding disc.
And they don't break up? Different overlaps? They're not breaking up?
Yes,
From
they
time
will.
to time, yeah.
That's why I use this black super glue, because it's better. It makes it a little bit flexible, so it won't rip off. But still, you have to be really careful. You have to do the light moves and just a little bit. And then, when you have sanded, I'm evening or smoothing up it with a little bit filler. I'm using, I don't have a tube with me, but the Tamiya gray filler. I like it, it's quite fast and easy to sand. So I just take a piece of plastic and wipe it all over. And then take a medium sander, sand the excess off. And then when you get the aluminium visible, then take a fine sander and just polish it until it's smooth and nice. So that's the short way to do the fender. And if you want to try it for yourself now, you can do it. I can give you a tool. You can train it if you want. And also I'm using the same techniques. For example, this is the bonnet, or half of it, from the Ford. Also, same techniques, just put the correct size piece of aluminium on the original and do the cuts on the corner, because it's really sharp. I don't mean sharp, but small curve here. So, few cuts over the corner, and then just bend it, glue it, sand it.
This is made that way?
Yeah. And it has actually, that has been made from one piece, so it's not like this. It's not half, it's the whole piece. But as I told you earlier, when you are making this copy, it will be a larger. So that one was, I did some kind of a mistake that it was 2 millimeters longer and 2 millimeters wider. So as you see,
You cut it here.
yeah, you see the cuts on here. So I had to cut it from the rear end and in the middle. So
Well, it fits now.
yeah, it's a little bit better. It's not perfect yet. I can keep it. I remember someone saying about the scratch builder that good scratch builder publishes photos only for the good parts and not from these 30 parts which you have to make first to train it. But I started wondering, why do you do 30 bad parts when you can make it right in once? Okay. And also rear fenders, they are the same techniques. Actually, this is made by you.
Ja, du kan köpa billiga här och så kan du satt ut på det.
Another one.
Du sa du som hade på med man.
Actually, this has. I think this is. It has the better shape compared to mine.
Of course.
Yeah.
And it's my first one.
Yeah.
You don't dare to say anything else.
I dare. I'm really brave. Okay. Do you want me to do, for example, this bonnet copy, or would you like to try it for yourself?
I think the principle you showed us is very interesting and it makes it possible to make anything in this way. Cutting and adding it to shape and sanding it.
I'm also using a bit of this caviar material.
Sorry?
I'm using the same.
Okay.
Yeah, as a, from caviar tubes and so on.
Yeah.
To make small parts, but I'm not made that kind of complicated parts.
Okay.
So this is new to me.
Yeah. This is
But
actually.
I find that this kind of material is very easy to
Yeah, it is.
and
It is.
balance.
Yeah. And this is my favorite. I visit at least once a year in Norway, so I always buy this one
So
to
you
home.
don't get that one in Finland?
No.
No.
These are Finnish mustard packets.
What you do with the content? You eat it?
I have a box full of these pieces of aluminium. I save them all.
Yeah.
I think I cannot use them in my life. I have so much.
A lot of caviar.
Yeah.
When you build a thing like this, do you always use a template or do you have make it from drawings, for instance? Because what I do from scratch building is normally I don't have a part, then I use the part. If I don't have a part, then I have to construct without any kind of guidance, except in best case a drawing, for instance.
Yeah.
And that doesn't give away the shape, so a lot of work to adjust to the rest of the model.
Yeah. I tried to get the contact from the Volvo museum, considering this truck, but they never answered me. And I couldn't find this one. There might be some Volvo trucks in some museums in Finland, but I don't know, drive around just to take photos. And I don't even know that there's those trucks somewhere. So I had one photo from which I made this. And the photo was from this, taken from here, of the wartime Finnish truck. And I started just building.
So it's not accurate?
No.
Doesn't matter?
No. This is just looking like it.
Yes.
So that's my problem when I'm building my models. I don't have the blueprints, or I don't have the measurements of the original.
And how do you make these lumens?
They are from, I think they are from
It's from a model?
Italy or
Okay, so it's
Dragon
integrated
kit.
into the rest
Yeah,
of the...
yeah.
Yes.
And also this one is from Dragon Opal Blitz.
Oh.
It's just a little bit modified here.
Yeah.
And fit and make it a little bit more slanted. that's my problem when I'm building my models. I don't have the right measurements or enough photos of the originals because I love the challenge. So usually I try to find a photo from some, for example, Finnish wartime truck, which are usually really interesting. They have lots of field modifications. They are broken, they are ripped off fenders like this Ammuskulix truck, that one. So there's the original photos also in the photo album. So I love to do models only by 1 or 2 original photos. Then you have the challenge. Enough challenge, you don't know what's in the other side of it.
Just have to guess.
Yeah, you have to guess. And you can also give up these albums to watch.
So you mainly do scratch building?
Yeah. So as you see from the photos, I'm using mainly plastic, but aluminium for a small part, for example, that glove box.
Are these typical standard items you buy in the shops?
Evergreen stuff?
Yeah, it's evergreen and plaster. I don't have the whole selection of the evergreen, but I think I have 200 items of different shapes.
That's much more than I have. I used the same.
I always buy it when I find it cheap, so I need it.
It's nice to have, but I'm using so little of each package. So sometimes I just use a few millimeters or centimeters or and I have to buy them.
Buy the whole rack.
Yeah.
It's really interesting techniques.
Yeah. And as I told you, I like the challenges in my models, so maybe I'm a little bit stupid when I'm trying to do this stuff from scratch. But it's my way. People are always asking me, why don't you buy, for example, photo etch parts or the conversion kits of the resin kits or something? No, they are boring. Someone has made it already. But
the third part is making it.
Yeah.
Or a combination.
Yeah. But it takes time to scratch film.
Yeah, it takes. I can produce, at the moment I can produce maybe 2 models per year.
A friend of mine in northern Norway, in Senja, if you know the area, it's an island from northern Norway, is scratch building Bismarck. 1 in 48. It's 5.5 meter long. The deck planking is correct on the number of planks.
Yeah.
That direction and all the framing, all the different barbets and chatches and everything is correct. And it's made from tickets.
Oh, really?
The planking, they are about 1 millimeter thick, 6 millimeter wide, and 60 millimeter in length. It's tremendous work. It's been working on it for more than 10 years now. It's those parts that are finished. It's incredible level to see.
It's a bit too large to keep in your living room.
Depending on the size of the living
You
room.
have to build.
He built the width of his house according to the notice.
Okay. Yeah. So the house is built for a model.
Purpose built for the model, yeah.
I don't think my wife would like that.
I heard someone.
He had an idea of putting it to sea. I said, don't ever think about it. And he didn't. Finally he didn't. But he had calculated that the weight to make it go down into the water to the waterline was 400 kilo. Totally correct that.
I heard some guy building a real airplane in his basement, but then he realized that he couldn't get it out of there.
Okay.
He had to put it in parts. So I tried to do the bonnet now. So first the sanding, of course. This material, when you are taking the good stuff out, you can get the wrinkles, lots of wrinkles on it. Usually I am trying to, smooth it up with some kind of tool like this. Just wipe it, and you get it nice and smooth. Yeah, it's very better. Once again, I do the size first. Then the cuts. And these cuts has to be made like shape like this. But beware, you don't want to cut it too far, because of course you can cut it too far, you can get the piece out. And maybe these cuts are a little bit too wide now, so I may have to recut it a little bit smaller. Yeah. So just make it half. Once again, you are getting better curve for the part. Okay. Then the rear edge. Just leave let's say 1.5–2 millimeters edge. This is a little bit wasteful style. So when you're doing one part, you get a table full of pieces. Maybe you can cut it or measure it a little bit more precise, but I don't mind, as I told you, I have so much material. Yeah, I'm not running out of it. Also, when you're doing this bonnet, you may want to, if you want to make this edges so you bend them inside, it's doable, but it's a little bit hard to get it in. And once, I mean, if you don't want to redo it, it's really hard to get it done just exactly in the right place, the bending. So usually I'm not doing the bending on the sides, because when you bend the front edge and the rear edge, and if you bend the rock, these sides also, you cannot get the original out without destroying this part. So that's why I don't bend the edges. And also same thing with the fenders when you are doing them. You don't want to bend all the edges around.
You need to get the most roll.
Yeah. Easy is up to order.
You get it out.
Yeah. Cut it out.
Of course, you can, if you like, you can always leave the master inside. So then you have the nice part over it, but still the original one there. Then you can just shh, tell nobody. And at this point, it doesn't matter if the cut is not exact, because you are going to sand it into the right shape and size. As you see, I have multiple tools, but when I do the bending, I use what I get in my hands. So it doesn't matter what do you use sometimes, but when you do some special things, then the good tools are nice to have. this also sometimes this rear edges, because they have a bending in two directions. Then you may have to do also the cuts here. And these can be something like 0.5 to 1 millimeter. But once again, I don't measure. And also the other side. Doesn't. I'm not sure if you can see it, but this bending here goes like this, and there's this little bit curve here. It goes like this, and also this outside curve here. That's why you have to do the small cuts in here, because if you don't do it won't fit in this window frame. And you can do the cutting when the master is inside. Just when you hit the master, then it's in the right place.
Do you ever give without having a master to bend around?
Have I done it? Oh.
Do you always have a master to bend around?
Yeah. Sometimes when I have to fix the bending, I don't use the master anymore. But in this rough bendings, I'm using the master. For example, with that one, I removed the master and then I just searching the right shape and size for it with using these parts. I was always comparing it and then bending and comparing and sanding and comparing. So then I won't use the master anymore. These are made by me. This is a modified rule for this Ford kit. This has the windshield, split windshield. I done the masters and took this resin copies myself. And I think those original parts and masters, they might be in Hungary at the moment. My friend has this SBS models company, and he's making me the castings. So I'm getting at least 10 copies in first place. So if someone is interested, I can sell those later.
So you see a business in this also?
I've tried it, but I don't have that much time to gather up new ideas or build masters, because I'm so eager to build my models that I do the masters, then I don't want to take the copies, and then I use them and build the model, and then I don't have the masters again. That's the same thing with this Ford V3000 which I have there, the Sumppiuna, this Finnish mobile canteen. I think you have seen it there. I wanted to take copies of this cap over engine cabin, but then I want to build the truck now. Then I build it, and now I don't have the copies of it, because it would be really nice, because you don't have the kit or any resin or anything of that precise truck. So I think that's the only one in 135. I'm not sure, but I think it's only one. I have seen some resin manufacturers making the Chevrolet cap-over engine, but I haven't seen the Ford. But I tried to make some small business with this. When my friends had their own shop, which they were just going around in Finland and selling it events and web shop. And they were selling my stuff. I made birds, resin birds, set. Actually, I might have them left at home also. And then I make this chain ratchet. I think it's World War II chain ratchet. You know what I mean? You have the hooks in the side ends and the ratchet in the middle and tension the chain. I made those ones, but they didn't sell so well. And of course they were cheap, they were something like €4 per pack, or €6 for the thirds. But they didn't sell that well, so Finland has so minimum markets. And I couldn't head to any other countries because it takes lots of effort. And I still have to work. So maybe I'm keeping this thing as a hobby. Because when you are making the hobby, I'm enjoying the hobby and the work, or making your hobby as a work.
It's not fun.
No. I lost my fun with real cars when I started working in one special repair shop in my hometown. I'm working with American cars. I have my own old car, but I'm not interested about it. Then people ask me many times, why don't you do the models for sale? No, I don't want to sell my models because, or make the commission work. Someone's ordering the model. Then I have timetables, I have to get it done, it has to be done. When I build it just for myself, I don't mind it. If I think it's okay, then it's okay. And I don't have to worry about getting the money out of it. I just spend all my money for the tools, materials, caviar. Enjoying this. Even sometimes I do this a little bit. I don't know how to say it, but I build up this stress for myself when I'm preparing for some show, for example, motion show at Hungary. So I need to finish my models in a precise day. So then I can take a little bit easy before the show. Always in early months of the year, when I'm doing my models, I'm just sitting in my workshop every night, 6 hours after work. Finish the models, then 1 month.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But now I have working with this. I wanted to finish this before I come here. I don't mean finish, but get it done at this point, so I can show you the scratch work.
There you're using real wood for
Yeah.
Wood and some brass or some
It's
aluminium.
Yeah, it's
too.
And what kind of wood?
That's a really good question because I think it was 2 years ago I ordered big bunch of different kind of woods from Cornwall model boats company.
I guess it's pear wood. I'm not sure, but I can imagine it's pear wood.
Yeah, I think that what might be maple, that dark one. And,
Yeah, the dark one.
That could be lime wood.
Okay, can be.
I'm not sure because I have at least
I bought from them as well for a ship for the straw.
Yeah.
I think it's pear wood. They prefer pear wood because it's very easy to cut. And destroy, for instance, teak, very difficult to work with because it's crackles.
Yeah, I'm using teak.
Yeah. Then you are aware that it's more difficult to cut than things like that.
Teak, and I think I have mahogany, and there's lime wood and maple, birch, all kinds. I don't even remember what I have, but I have this big bunch of different types of woods. I'm just checking out, this is okay, glue it there. Sounds so easy.
Ja, jeg skjønner det. Så jeg burde stått her og så sier det, derfor så...
Da kan vi gå på møter.
Yes.
We have to leave because we're going to judges meeting at 2 o'clock. So, thank you very much. For picking up more people.
Thank you. I can build here now and hope someone comes in here.
Pitäisikö tuo kamera sanoa?